Text and graphic features. What are they and how do they help us understand what we are reading? An author often includes text and graphic features to help the reader understand more about the text. Labels are an example of a text feature. Pictures, charts, and diagrams are examples of graphic features. You can use a chart like the one below to list the types of features you find in a selection or a book. Then you can tell why you think the author used each one. So just to review, a text feature example would be labels or captions. Labels are usually one or two words that label a part or piece of something in a photo. Captions are a sentence that tells more about a photo. And then we have graphic features like photos and pictures, charts, and diagrams. Let's look at a few examples of each of these. Looking underneath the text features, I have an example of a caption. Here's a picture of a tree in the sunlight, and the caption says, "A tree spreads its branches to get as much sunlight as it can." So that caption tells me more about that picture. It explains why tree branches are spread out because they're reaching for the sunlight. The next picture below, you'll notice I pointed right to one of the labels. Each of the labels in this photo tells me a different type of flower. So now I know what each flower is called. Then looking underneath the graphic features, here are a few examples. There's a diagram of a rocket ship with all of the parts labeled. A map of Tornado Alley showing me where the most common areas in the United States of America are for tornadoes, as well as different areas of warm and cold and dry air. And then I have an example of a photo of a toad. All of these features, whether they're text or graphic, help me understand more about what I'm reading. Let's look at examples in our leveled readers. If you're in Red or Yellow Group today, you're going to be reading Plant and Animal Partners. Looking at a photo I took straight out of page 4, this is an example of how you would fill in your chart in your ELA journal today. So underneath text or graphic feature, I wrote photo. It's on page 4. And then in the last box, I have to explain what is the purpose of this graphic feature. What did I learn from it? Well, looking at this photo, I can see that a bird uses a leaf as an umbrella. If you're in Green Group today, you're reading the life cycle of a tree. I took an example out of your story that's a diagram. Remember, a diagram has pictures with labels, helping us to learn more about something. This is from page 5, and it labels and shows me the parts of a seed, the sprout and outer shell. So now when I look at that, I can tell which part is which. If you're in the Blue Group today, you're reading desert plants. Here's an example of a photo from your story on page 7. This is a photo of a cactus, and what I can learn from this picture is that a cactus has a lot of prickly spines. So I've done one example for each of your stories. Your job is to come up with 4 examples on your own today. They can be any kind of graphic or text feature, meaning it can be a caption, it can be a label, a photo, a chart, a diagram. You choose, but you need 4 different examples. Do a great job. I can't wait to see which ones you choose.